It's me, Renee. I'm back. And so, up until last week, 2 days ago, the 19th, there was this Love Library Readathon, which the focus was reading books from the library. Obvious. I'll link my. Link TBR from that? Yeah, I can link my TBR from that down below. And yeah, so I read some books. I didn't read all of the books. And there's also a book here that I can't. Oh, a book here. I read a book, but I can't find it. And it's a library book. So I really hope that I already return it because, yeah, I can't find it. I don't want to have lost a library book. That's not good. Anyhow, so yeah, I read some books, and yeah, I'm just gonna do a little wrap up of them. I did also, I did also borrow, like, I have a few more library books on hold at the moment, but the other ones I haven't really started. Well, one of them I started slightly, but most of them I haven't really started, so I don't really want to talk about them because I haven't really started them, so there's not that much to say about them. So yeah. So first we have Paris är alltid en god idé by Nicholas Barrow. So this is translation, as you see. It means Paris is always a good idea. So it's set in Paris and it's romance and yeah, I mean, I don't know. This book, when I finished it, well, while I read it, at the beginning, it was like, oh, good, I'm liking it. And then after a while, I was like, hmm, 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 okay. And when I finished it, I put it, finished it, I put it away, and I was just kind of thinking, it's a book, which is kind of what I've been thinking. I've kind of thought about it, and I kind of think that's kind of what I think when it's a book that starts good and then just kind of ends with, like, yeah, kind of just fizzles out. When a book has potential, but the execution is just fine. So yeah, this book, it's fine. I wouldn't run to the store or like run after people saying like you have to read this, but I wouldn't say don't read it. But like it's like at the bottom there, like I wouldn't say prioritize it. It's a book that's fine, as I said, but it's not really much more than that. So if you just need a fine book that doesn't really leave an impression, there you have a book. And yeah. Then I also read Patriarkatet faller of Marta Breen og Jenny Jordal. So Marta Breen is the author and Jenny Jordal is the illustrator. So this is a graphic novel / comic. Again, what's the difference here? I'm not quite sure. Like sometimes there's comics and sometimes there's like whole pages. So I think it's graphic novel. Anyway, illustrated story. And so it tells a story about feminism around the world. It tells a story about, like, it starts with like how in general, like how from the very start in ancient Greece, females were looked upon as subpar for stupid reasons, just weird. And then how like a lot of philosophers thought like the only reason females were allowed or were had to be were like to be a wife and a mom, and that's like all we're good for and better that. And yeah, so he also talks about different female figures around the world, and yeah, I always really enjoy Marta Brand's stories. Well, stories feels a bit weird because she's a journalist, she writes nonfiction. I really like her narratives. Anyway, yeah, you get what I mean. A lot of these stories are very new, but still, I really like, and a lot of stuff though I didn't know, and I really like the illustrations. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And Marta Brennan actually had a few books translated to different languages, so maybe this one will be out in English in a year or two. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I suppose, like, if not, well, like, it's gonna be easy for people around the world to get a hold of this. But, like, if you get a hold of it and can't read Norwegian, well, it still has a very nice pictures, I would say. And yeah, so those two. And then I also read this one, which I actually talked about last week on my Fire Reads book, Fire Reads video. And yeah, this is a book about anti-racism. It's written by a Norwegian model, and it kind of takes different, there's like different scenarios and examples of what you can do to stop racism and what you can do in the world and how you can be an anti-racist. And yeah, it's a good book. A lot of it again was kind of things I already knew, but like I suppose both of these, like this is kind of written for like ages 8 till 10, and this is written for like 8 till 12. So, and I suppose in a way maybe to be your first meeting with feminism. And I've already read other feminism books and already read a bit about anti-racism, so it wasn't anything much more new for me in this book. But still I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it. So yeah, those. And then I also read Fables Volume 1, which I've actually read. Well, my first meeting with Fables, this series, was actually like 20 years ago. Yeah, maybe around that. I read the last issue of Volume 1 because it used to be in the back of a Norwegian comic. So the Norwegian comic had different comics, not just that one comic. And yeah, and just I kind of thought, oh, this looks cool. And I read the Fables, and I realized, oh, this is the end of story. Huh. Um, and I think I've read a bit more now and then, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it was kind of fun though to like read the whole story of it, and not just the end of the start. And yeah, so I suppose Fables, it's kind of supposed in a way grittier Once Upon a Time in a way, because it's kind of the same issue where you have same idea where you have fairy tale characters or people from different stories. So it's also Wizard of Oz and all, yeah, fun stories, and they live in our world or modern day New York. I suppose not that similar to Once Upon a Time, but similar-ish. And yeah, I suppose this one is a bit more, yeah, it's that grittier because it has sex and things like that. And yeah, I enjoy it. I also borrowed two other of the volumes in this one because I felt like it. So yeah, and then I started Midnight in Austenland by Shannon Hale just on Saturday, which the last day of a Love Library-a-thon is Saturday. Well, was Saturday on the 19th. So yeah, this one was the very last that I could. Well, I kind of counted for that readathon, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's about it's not quite certain, but I think she's like 35, 36. Anyway, she's just got divorced and kind of wants to escape her life, her rut that she's in. So Charlotte goes to this awesome land in England where you can roleplay as being in a Jane Austen story and stuff like that. I've just started it, but so far I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, so that's those reads. In addition, I also oh, don't think I had. Well, anyway, maybe I have. Sorry. Yeah. Um, I I also listened to the Ghost of Canterbury by Oscar Wilde. It's it's it was not a long story. It was like around on audiobook. It was maybe around 2 hours. Yeah, I think it was 2 hours. And yeah, so in the beginning, I really liked it. Pretty soon, zoned out, but I still finished it all. And I don't know. I can't really say why I zoned out after a while. Was it because I was not in the mood? Maybe I should try it again. Maybe it's the story. It is. I do believe it's his first published story. So I suppose. I mean, it's not often or always authors' first projects are good. So like, I mean, often the later stories are better than the first stories. So it could be that. Could just be me. Yeah, I don't know. Reading it a long time. Maybe I should read it another day. I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes when you read a book at a specific time and you don't like it, and then you try it again later, you love it. So might not have been a good time for it because I can't really put a finger on what I disliked about it. I mean, it had funny characters, good plot, good characters. It was good. It was an interesting story. I don't know why I didn't love it, but yeah. Yeah. There was a prompt to read read a story about language, which I have a book from the library about that, but I didn't get far into it. So yeah, for this one, I kind of mostly just read books from the library. I wasn't that much a slave really to the prompts, but still, enjoyed the books that I got. Well, to various degrees. And yeah, I hope you have a nice Monday or day whenever you see this, or evening or morning. What do I know? And I'll see you soon. Bye.